Hey, this is Akira. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So in this video, I'd like to show you how I repair broken forceps. So this is the forceps that I just dropped on the floor and the tips are badly damaged. To repair this, you cannot really bend them back to the original shape. That's kind of impossible. You have to chop them off and make it shorter and then repolish again to recreate a new tips. So that's what I'm going to show today. So here I just cut the one tip and then I'm going to cut the other tip. Um, yeah, with just a regular plier or a nipper. This isn't very good, but it's there. Um, I have to take the tips off. So now the forceps got shorter, but the tips were bad. So you have to change it. So first of all, what I'm going to do is uh, to make the tips round and sharp like a dolphin's nose. So these are the tips looking from the side. What I'm going to do is make the tips thinner. Uh, and then lastly, I will round the back of the tips to make the backs smooth. So this forceps is it's a Dumoxel uh, forceps number 5. So first of all, I like to make the tips round and like a dolphin's nose. So movement will be just like this, moving side to side. The oil stone is wet because I put the oil, and oil can be any oil. The important thing is you don't want to push it down hard. Don't push it down. Just touch the stone very gently. I just flip the tips now, doing the other side. Now the tips is a kind of look like a, smooth and round. Occasionally you have to check it out. In this step, I am only work on the side of the tips. Yeah, so it gets sharper, but actually it's got thicker. So the next step is make the tips thinner. So polishing the back of the tip. So this is also done by moving from side to side. Um, yeah, just keep the forceps in the same position and just keep moving up and down or in the sideways. And sometimes you change the position so that you don't want to use the one spot of the stone. Yeah, so here it got thinner, so it gets a lot like a regular forceps. However, it's flat on the back. What I'm gonna do next is making the back of the tips round and smooth. In this step, the movement will be more like a back and forth, to not side to side, but the reason I don't have any reason, just because this is easier to control the angle of the forceps. Yeah, you might want to increase the magnification of your binocular, but yeah, you have to think about uh, what angle should be good enough. And sometimes you check and then do that again. Um, Okay, so here, if you look close, actually the tips are not really aligned very well. There's a, the bottom one's longer than the top. So you have to adjust that by gently touching these tips with finer stone. Now, if you notice, the stone is now white, which is harder and smoother than the previous one. The gray stone that was rough. This is smoother. So this is the white stone is used for final step, final polishing. And in this case, I'm polishing the tips to make them match and nice. So now the tips are meeting very well. It should give a good grip. But after doing this, the tips actually got thicker than before. So you have to make them thinner again by polishing the back, changing the angle to have a round back. Yeah, change, keep changing the angle while moving, and it looks better. Now it looks real serious forceps. Yeah, so this is almost done at this point, but you want to check more carefully. Oh, here, this is giving a final touch, gently, very gently, touching the edge of the stone to polish the side and the tip of the forceps. While I keep the forceps closed all time to do this. This will give very sharp edge of the tip, and this will give you good grip. And the grip is very important. Sharpness is not so important, but the grip is the one you need to have. Um, and here, if you look more carefully at the tip, and when you close the tip by pushing against each other, sometimes you notice that the tips get open. See that open? Uh, this is quite common problem that you have, anyone could have when you polish the forceps. So when you press down, press against each other, sometimes tips opens up. So to fix this, you need to bend the tip by pressing against something hard. I'm pressing the tips against the glass stage of the this binocular very gently, and you cannot really use much force. Just use your finger strength and press it down and check and check, and then do that again. Check. You have to be very careful at this stage. And finally, here, now the tips stay closed, even when you press, when you close the tips, it stays closed, and this will give very good grip. So, and it's done. Now you can grab a single fiber of your tissue paper. So yeah, it's done. This is another good forceps. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again.